Hey guys, welcome back to the Home Turf. Hopefully you're doing good and having a great day. I love you all. I'm so glad you could join me again today. I have a video here from Fox News. Woman beaten by a mob down in Cincinnati, and she's speaking out about it. Came across this morning, and so figured I'd sit down and talk with you guys about it because there's a lot of things that need to be said. So I'm going to blur all of the actual footage of the incident because it's pretty graphic and I want to be compliant with YouTube's guidelines. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys.
A sixth suspect has been arrested in the viral mob beatdown in Cincinnati. 26-year-old Aisha Devon is charged with 1 count of aggravated riot and 2 counts of felonious assault on 2 victims. Sources telling Fox 19 that Trisha Mack Devon is the woman in the white bodysuit seen on the video stomping and kicking the man in the white shirt and punching my next guest, Holly, before she was knocked unconscious by a man. Trisha Mackey is a Fox 19 reporter there, and Devon strutted into court today for her first appearance, and it almost looked as if she was trying to hide a smile.
She's 26 years old. She's a Cincinnati native. She has a 6-year-old daughter that resides with her and relies on her for care.
Dude, look at this. Look at this. Look at this stupid fucking face. Look at that fucking shit-eating grin that she's trying to hide. She's proud of this. Don't be fucking mistaken. That is an act of fucking terrorism. That's exactly what that shit is. It's not just a fucking crime. That is terrorism. You, along with 5 other people, 5 other men, black men, who assaulted a white man and a white woman. I don't know if there are others, but that's as far as I know of. Simply based on their race, you assaulted them, beat them half to death. And here you are, grinning. She should be buried underneath the fucking prison for this kind of shit. And she has a 6-year-old daughter. Already you're setting that kid up for failure. Already. You are failing that child. She should be stripped of her fucking kid. Because this right here, this is not an example. Not an example. Not an example. And this is happening way too fucking often. Who remembers Portland? Portland, Oregon. How it burned for 90 fucking days. Who remembers that shit? This is happening way too often, and since no one wants to fucking say it, I guess I will. The hood culture has become a fucking threat to America. And make no mistake, it's not just black people that are in hood culture. It's white people, Hispanics, Asians, people of all different backgrounds, all different colors are in hood culture. Hood culture is a sickness. It is a cancer on society. All of the degeneracy with these rappers who are constantly rapping about their materialism, their hedonism, with all kinds of degenerate shit, sex, money, gangbanging. It is a fucking sickness. And it needs to be removed. It needs to be removed. There are good and bad people everywhere. Good and bad people in every culture. But look at the culture for what it is. What do we see from hood culture? This. This is what we see. And this is what we have to get rid of. This shit-any grin here who is proud of assaulting someone else based on their race. This is fucking unreal. This is why I tell you guys, be situationally aware. And let me leave you with some advice. Men, you are responsible for your safety and your woman's safety if you are out and about. Don't ever put yourselves in a situation where you have to step up. I understand that some situations you just can't help it. That makes sense. Yeah, no one can blame you for that. But don't ever put yourselves in a situation where you have to fight. And ladies, if you find yourselves in that situation and your man has to fight, you best let him do what he needs to do and you get out of his way. So here's something to also leave you with here. If he goes down, Well, I mean, if he goes down regardless, you're pretty much left on your own. Don't put yourselves in situations like this. Do not go out at night. Do not go out at night. If you want to go out somewhere, let it be in a well lit place where there's quite a few people around. Don't be going out in these inner cities. And let's be honest. Let's be perfectly honest. In this hood culture here, it is predominantly black people who are doing this shit. Black people represent 13% of the population, yet overwhelmingly represent most of the violent crime. They also overwhelmingly represent most of the hate crime. Case in point. But it's not just a hate crime, that's terrorism. Get a gun, train, be proficient in it, understand the laws, abide by the laws, and if you have to use it in self-defense, let it be so. And this is for both men and women. And I'm talking to white men and white women right now because this is who is most targeted right now. Because people like this, they have been convinced by the powers that be that you are evil based on your skin color. And these people, they have no concern for your life. What they think they are doing is right. They know better, and they definitely should know better, but they don't care. Listen, we are like any other animal. We are like any other animal. And as any other animal, we respond to two things. That's pleasure and fear. Pleasure, dealing in reward. Fear, dealing in consequences. So, people understand that if you're caring and they attack you for your life, there's going to be consequences for that. You must defend yourself because America is turning into a fucking battleground again. We have come full circle all the way back around to the 1860s. What I mean by that is that it's all about race again. This race game that the elites of our society are playing with us is ultimately going to destroy us. And they're doing a good job of that. And until we start pointing the finger at who is actually doing this shit, who is inciting these things, who is convincing these people here to act as they do, this won't change.
The court just said it.
She says that she has a severe concussion and bruising all over her body, and sometimes her pain level remains at 9. Holly joins me tonight in a TV exclusive from an undisclosed location. Holly, first of all, thank you so much for coming in to tell your story tonight. Now, what started out for you, I understand, as a night celebrating your friend's birthday turned into this horrific beatdown. I want to show everyone a picture of you from that night. This was taken after you finally got away from your attackers. I had not seen that picture until just now. So my first question, Holly, is how are you doing tonight?
You know what, Laura? I am feeling hopeful. So, even though I'm in excruciating pain, I'm feeling hopeful for the future because I think some good is going to come out of this. I think a lot of people have outpoured their cries and their need for help and justice system that has been failing them and running rampant through the country. So I think now, we're gonna start getting some answers, not just for me, but for everyone else who also has.
And look, this is also the difference between men and women too. I'm sure you guys can find the video here as well. The guy was absolutely getting fucking stomped on. And the woman here, and it seemed like there was someone trying to help her. That's what it seemed like to me. And so, this isn't to say, oh, well, men have it worse, women have it better. I'm just pointing out reality. Now, she still got away with a lot of damage done to her, right? And I hope she recovers pretty quickly. But this is exactly why men must be on their guard at all times to be able to protect themselves and their women. If you go down first and you leave her defenseless, because she will be defenseless, average women cannot defend themselves against average men, especially multiple men. It's just not possible. especially a mob like this. There's just no way.
Has been in a situation like this or a loved one, and yeah, I think that we're going to be coming together as a nation, and we're gonna rise up together and get some answers from the justice system of why in every city a lot of crime has just been running rampant like this.
Holly, take us back to that night. What time it was. You were out and you're enjoying yourself, and what happened when you went outside to leave where you were. Just give us some background on that.
So we were just leaving, waiting for our Uber. When we were leaving the club, nothing inside. There was no hate or anything bad that had happened.
Stop going to clubs. Hardly anything good comes from going to the club, if at all. So stop going to clubs. There are way too many, especially these days. There are way too many things that could happen. You don't have to go to a club and drink and party. You don't have to do that. If you wanted to drink, you can do it at home. Invite the girls over, invite the boys over, and you can have a good time at home in the safety of your home. So just stay away from clubs.
We came outside. It was pretty shocking when we were being surrounded, and the people that I was with at the birthday party were being attacked, and somebody being beat to an inch of their life in front of me. I felt the need to step in and try and help.
Well, was there anything said? There was no words exchanged between you, your friends, and the individuals? Many of them, well, some of them already charged. No words exchanged?
Not really. No, I mean, when we came outside, there were some racist comments. I guess some of the people that we were with were from the country of Russia, and there were a bunch of Russian comments and some people saying that they wanted to beat up the Russians. So I don't even know how they knew where they were from. And then there were some comments about, white people shouldn't be out here, or we're going to go night-night, you white bleep words. And so, definitely it was.
And look, this is to go to say too. This is what I was saying. There are good people and there are bad people in every culture. I don't know if you guys were catching any of that, but there were some people that there was a black woman that was helping the guy who just got his ass beat, and there were others around him, and everything was happening so fast. It's kind of hard to see what everyone was doing at that time, but there are good and bad people everywhere, and so we shouldn't look at this as, oh, it's just black people. Because again, it's not black people. It is the hood culture. And if you think that only black people are a part of hood culture, then perhaps you are the one that's racist.
It was a little scary. And then when they started circling, yeah, there were, it was just an attack that should have never happened. And there were a lot of people in the attack. Now that some of the people have been arrested, they have rap sheets that go on for days. And especially the man who punched me in the face, he had just got out of jail a few months before and had felonies on him. And I don't understand why he was running this.
That makes sense. That makes sense. A career criminal beating a woman. I'm talking about a felon beating a woman. That is the usual suspect. Not a black man beating a woman. Just to be fucking clear, so that the race mongers don't come after me.
Streets, and a lot of other people should have never even been out of jail to even do this to me or the others.
Now, what was happening in that moment that you decided as a woman to jump into this situation?
Well, everyone was standing around recording and egging it on and, cheering to them. And I kept waiting for the police to show up and waiting and terrified, And when I realized the police weren't going to come, I could hear someone, the man that I jumped in front of, literally crying to God, please God, somebody save me, somebody help me. It was the third time he had been knocked down and kicked in his face over and over. Somebody had told me 57 times. They had counted through all the videos. And I knew that if I didn't jump in, if he had fallen down one more time, he would not have made it out alive.
Did you know him, Holly?
So
I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you know him?
No, I had just met him that night.
Here's the reality of things. As a woman, you cannot do much. This is what I was telling you guys earlier. Let the men handle things. And if they can't handle things, there's really not much you can do, especially against a mob. He took all of that beating, and she stepped in and got hit once and was knocked out. This is the reality of things. It was noble of her to step in, and I respect the hell out of that. I really do. But there's not much that a woman can do in this situation. And when you put yourself on the spot like that and the attention turns to you, you may get it just as bad as he did, or you may get it worse through grape, through just as bad as of a beating. This is why I tell you, women, let your man do what he needs to do. And you also, again, look, you have to be cognizant. You have to be situationally aware. If you do not have the means to de-escalate the situation and de-escalate it quickly, you do not have an advantage. And you should not, absolutely, you should not intervene if you do not have an advantage. I can guarantee you, if someone, if this woman here or others were armed, I mean, obviously not since they're going to a club, but had they not had the situation been different and they had not went to the club and had been armed and this had occurred, I can guarantee you, well, I mean, more than likely one of those guys would have been dead, but the situation would have de-escalated very quickly. Because look, sometimes just the mere presence of a firearm is enough to deter someone from beating the shit out of you. But again, this is why women should not intervene to defend men, because it is men's responsibility to defend themselves. It is our responsibility to defend you as well. It is noble that you want to fight for us. It is noble, and I completely respect it. I really do. But that is not your place. That is not your place.
Just a few hours before he came to the birthday party, and that's how I met him.
So you decided to jump in. Someone you just admitted.
Another thing that I wanted to mention too real quick is that this is nature here. This is nature.
Matt, I mean, most people, frankly, wouldn't do that. And over how long of a period of time did this transpire? Was this seconds, minutes?
No, I want to say at least a solid 15, 20 minutes this was going on. I mean, the videos that you see are little short blurps, but this was going on for so long. It was ridiculous. And it was like one crowd would come in and start beating on them, and then another crowd would come in and take their turn. So it wasn't going to stop. It's not like one crowd came in and had their fun kicking them, then there would be more that would come join in.
Dude, what? Yeah, I thought it was just one crowd. I thought it was just one group of people, but multiple. This goes to show you that there is a systemic issue. There is a larger problem at hand if there are multiple people, because it's not just a group of 3 or 4. No, there could be 10 plus people. Maybe so much more than what we think. But again, this is happening all across the country, more in inner cities, but what the fuck, man?
And so I'm disgusted at the people who were recording and they didn't call 911. The one person who did call 911 was a victim, one of the guys who had got curb stomped, and then he was able to sneak away and call 911. And that baffles me, and I think that it should be illegal for people to sit there and record violent crimes without at least being, a good Samaritan act or something of calling and then, go and record.
Now, Holly, I want to play a message from the police chief to her department about what happened that night. Watch this.
You made this weekend, outside of this one incident, an amazing success for this city. It is because of your hard work that we are able to have such large-scale events here in Cincinnati.
She called this an incident, and there were a lot of activities going on, big events in Cincinnati and the surrounding area that weekend for sure. But did it feel like an incident to you and the other victims?
It definitely didn't seem like an incident. It seemed like a beatdown attack. I look at it as attempted murder. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. So
Absolutely, it
I
was
think an
attempted murder.
incident is it's insulting, to be honest. And I have yet to receive a phone call from her or the mayor just apologizing for what happened and for letting these thugs and criminals run the streets when they should have been in jail to begin with.
The city councilwoman Victoria Parks, Holly, posted on Facebook that you and others, quote, begged for that beatdown. And then instead of apologizing for those comments, she...
Look at this. Look at this. This looks like a fucking Karen. I'm not surprised that this monster, no mistake about it, this is a fucking monster. She deserves to be ratioed. And she deserves to get ripped out of fucking office. She needs to fucking resign because she is standing with criminals. She's standing for criminals right now. To sit here and say that victims who did nothing wrong, they did nothing wrong as they were leaving a club and they had gotten beaten. This woman is in excruciating pain right now. Her face is disfigured. And she is hopeful, but she's fearful. I can guarantee you it was extremely terrifying in that moment. And it's even more terrifying to put your face out there. Trust me, I know. And for this woman, this evil bitch here, this bitch right here, thought it was acceptable to put something so insidious like that on the fucking internet. She should be stripped from her fucking position, and she should be investigated. What an absolute fucking farce. This is not a leader. I do want to give my respect and admiration to the people who were actually helping these victims.
made this comment. Watch.
You know, I am a grown woman. That night when I wrote on the internet, I meant it. That's the way I felt, and I'm not going to back down from it.
She's not going to back down. Holly, given how you're feeling, given your injuries, what's your message to Ms. Parks tonight?
I just want to know what kind of leadership you think that this is showing to the rest of the people who are supposed to be serving and protecting. If you are encouraging this kind of behavior, then obviously no change is going to happen for the good. It's going to continue. So for me, I feel like you're part of the problem, not the solution. And I really wish that there were people in a position of power like yours that were part of the solution, not the problem.
Holly, I think
that's I wouldn't have phrased it like that, of course, but I'm not as nice. I think she said it in probably the most professional way possible, and I think she responded pretty well. But she should absolutely be removed from power. To not just post what she did online, but to also double down on it, because she's saying how she felt instead of being a leader and do what needs to be fucking done. She would rather be in her feelings. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You're a failure of a goddamn leader. You're not a leader. You're an embarrassment. That's what you are.
everyone's wondering this when they watch this. First of all, how you were doing, and we know you're still hurting. But also people wondering, is this, in your mind, or was it in any way racially motivated in any direction, either from initial comments, you said no, but from the attackers' comments that you heard at the time or the way they were acting, do you feel like this was a message to people like you, don't come here anymore?
I do, but I don't feel that they're gonna win. So we're not gonna back down and stay out of the streets or go and run and hide. It's unfortunate that this group, wanted to make it into a racial hate beatdown, but I think there are so many amazing Black people out there that I don't want this to become a Black versus white situation. I don't want.
I agree with her. Just like I was saying earlier, there are good and bad people everywhere. I would love to agree with her that, we don't want this to be a black or white issue, but that's just not reality. This has been a black versus white issue for a long time now. It got better in the latter part of the 1900s. In the 1990s, it got better. And then it started going back downhill, and extremely so these past few years. And this was absolutely race motivated. They were using all kinds of racial slurs. She said it herself not too long ago. What more do you want? What more do you need to see? Let's let her finish.
Everyone, the white people to start saying bad things about Black people, or it become rioting issues or anything. It's unfortunate that these people made it into hate, but I don't want retaliation where there's white
No, of
versus
course
Black
not.
going on out there.
No, of course not. I know you.
Black people are getting tired of what black people are doing. Again, it's not black culture, it's hood culture. Make that distinction there. It's not black culture, it is hood culture. But the people who are doing this are majority black. Let's call it for what it is. And you see things like this, it will absolutely incite white versus black issues. But what we have to take a step back and realize is that all of this right here was planned. It was planned to convince people to act this way. It was planned to convince the black people within the hood culture to act this way. It was planned for the hood culture to turn out how it is today. It was planned. The people that are in power, the powers that be, whether they are politicians, whether they are lobbyists, whether they are CEOs of these giant corporations, they are the ones who are actively inciting these things by what they campaign on, by who is funding their campaigns. Look at where the money is going. That's all you got to do.
You're a single mom, 3 kids. I hope none of them have seen that video, but kids can find videos if they have phones. But what is their reaction to what they've seen, and how has this changed your family?
Oh, it is traumatizing. I know my 5-year-old can't stop crying. Every time she would look at me, she'd give me hugs and kisses and say, "Mommy, I have to kiss your face because every time I look at it, it makes me sad." My oldest daughter told me last night, she said she thinks she needs therapy because she's not okay. She's very traumatized because she did unfortunately see the video. Somebody sent it to her, and before I had a chance to warn her, there might be a video out there. And my kids they're not okay, just like I'm not okay, mentally with this, the PTSD. And that's why I realize this doesn't just affect the victims, it affects their families too. So that's why I'm just so passionate that this needs to stop, just everywhere. So,
Ladies, this goes to show you why men are so important. Good men, good, capable, strong, stoic men. If you don't have strong, capable men to defend you, this will happen. You see, because women have always relied on men to protect them. Always. And that will always be the case. Had she had a man there to protect her specifically, this may have turned out quite a bit different. I say this to protect women. We have to end this single mother thing because it's not benefiting anyone, especially women. Let this be a lesson.
I agree with you, Holly. All
no
the
more
videoing.
people have to go through this.
Yeah, all the videoing of the robbing the stores or smashing people in the face or knocking them down or it's so heartbreaking on so many levels. And I know for a lot of people who love Cincinnati, and it's a
And I'm not shitting on her at all because I don't know her situation. I'm just saying in general, it benefits women most to have strong, capable men around to protect them. That's how it's always been, and that's how it always will be. It's nature.
great city, so many great parts
Yeah.
of Cincinnati. This is in one particular part of the city, but it's a great city. Wonderful people from all walks of life in Cincinnati. But what happened was not okay. And the kind of smug
No.
reaction from some of the people who've been brought in and charged, that's not cool, and that speaks volumes itself. And I think a lot of people also want to know, what's the last thing you remember before you were knocked out? The last thing.
I just remember having my arms up and then just begging, please, please stop. And I just remember thinking that that would help to calm everyone down because they had had their 15, 20 minutes of beat down time. And then I had thought, you know, if I really thought that I could help. And it's so unfortunate that, you know, they also had attacked me instead of calming down.
One thing that I really wanted to touch on too is that people are going to record no matter what. You know, she mentioned recording and that no one was really helping. We live in an age where people are craving validation and they get that through posting online. I think of the guy in Canada that was stabbed to death in front of his child and bled out in front of his kid. And people were just standing there recording, not helping. Stop recording. Stop that shit.
And you will, when you came to, when you regained consciousness, where were you? Were you still lying down on the pavement?
Oh, I was laying down, yeah, and I heard a woman's voice, which had me very panicked, just saying, please, please wake up, please. And I had no idea what was going on. But when I go back and watch the video, it appears that there were a few people who were trying to run at my body as I was knocked out. I feel like they were coming to also curb stomp my face like they did to some of the others, and she had protected me. But she also had been attacked in the very beginning of the fight, trying to help stop it. And so it was very brave of her to come and jump in, but that's what I woke up to that, and I knew that I was in danger, and I had to just get up, you know, and figure out what's going on later, but I just knew by the sound of her voice, I had to get up now.
And you took an Uber home? No ambulance?
Yeah, I did. No, and my face was still completely bloodied. All of our faces, the victims, when we were talking to the 2 police officers that did finally show up, they did not call for backup. They did not call for ambulance. And I just remember, you know, my Uber, after all of this, my Uber had finally showed up. And I just remember the police officers were being very nonchalant. And they were kind of blowing us off, kind of like, okay, you were in a fight, cool. There were still 100 people on the streets. Like, there were still people gathered everywhere. And then...
Who were these cops? What are their badges? What are their names? As someone who is prior military law enforcement, this pisses me off to no fucking avail. We have victims here who are bloodied and bruised, beaten half to death, and you fucking show up to the scene nonchalantly as if it was just a petty street brawl. These cops should have their badges taken from them. Take their guns, take their badges, and replace them with someone who actually fucking cares. This is an absolute fucking disgrace. Any cop that does this should absolutely be fired. You are useless.
Seeing us bloody and some of their shirts were torn, they didn't even get a statement from me. Actually, they didn't even take down my name.
What the? You didn't get a statement. You didn't even get pertinent information. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You didn't even get pertinent information. Did you even relay over the fucking net that you showed up on scene somewhere? Are you fucking kidding me? How rampant is the fucking corruption and how much does it need to be cleansed? There should be absolutely gigantic protests from this shit. Unfucking real. I'm calling for those officers to lose their fucking jobs. And I'm also calling for that official who made those Facebook posts and doubled down on them to also lose her fucking job. All of you are fucking useless and you deserve to be jobless. Go fuck yourself.
Come to think of it, so they got a few of the others' names only because the victims were insisting that they take down their information. And
Holly,
I remember
hold
just
on,
getting in
hold
my
on.
Uber.
Hold on. They didn't take, the police did not take your statement or interview you, really interview you, or write down
No.
your name or address?
They didn't even ask my name.
Yeah, this is corruption on a major scale. I mean, it's been this way for a long time, but to see some shit like this, especially as someone who's prior military law enforcement, it pisses me off to no avail. This should not happen. But it does. But it shouldn't. The only reason they took names is because people were begging them to. And I can guarantee you they just jotted down their names real quick and threw it away. Nothing went in the blotter. Nothing went into any kind of incident report. Nothing. All right, let's read some of the comments. Boy, if the tables were turned, the country would be on fire. Yeah, they would. Yes. Yeah, that's a really good point. Imagine if this was a white on black crime. The whole country would be burning. It wouldn't just be Portland anymore. The whole country would be burning. So there was racism. The black attackers were the real racist. It should be charged as a hate crime. It should be terrorism because that was a terrorist act. Yep. Smirking in court as though she was proud of what she did. Again, I've got to give it to her. I have to give it to her, man. I respect the hell out of her for stepping up against men, against a giant crowd like that, and doing what's right. I respect that. I really do. I really do. It says a lot about her character. So, hats off to you, girl. Hats off to you. I just hate that things went the way that they did for you. I think this is the most racist thing that a lot of us have seen in months. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The black fatigue. I've made a video about this a while ago. But it is turning to exhaustion. It really is. It really is. But there should also be a corruption fatigue as well. A corruption exhaustion. Because law enforcement did not respond as they should have. What the fuck, man? Yep, absolutely. Holly, if you watch this, please sue. You have my full support. Sue them into oblivion, because you have every right to. All right, we'll read one more. I really do hope that she recovers quickly. Mentally, it's going to take a long time because I know about PTSD too. It comes with a lot of challenges. And so, listen, Holly, if you ever need me, you're more than welcome to come onto my channel. You're more than welcome to use my platform any way that you can. But also, if you need me for anything, just reach out. And any of the victims as well. All of the victims as well. I understand that a lot of people don't want to put their faces out there because they don't want that attention. It's understandable. But you can message me privately. You are more than welcome to. I'm here to help any way that I can. I'm here to help those who need help, want help, and those who are of good character. That's who I'm here to help. Doesn't matter your sex, race, creed. If you want to watch this video in full, I'll leave a link down in the description for it. It's a sad thing to see. It really is. I hope that the victims recover quickly and that something actually changes. And that's why I was telling you guys, look, be armed, be proficient, be situationally aware. Don't go out at night. Don't go to clubs especially. If you want to party, party at home. Have your friends come over or go over to whoever's friend's house and you celebrate there. Men, you are responsible for the protection of yourself and your women. Women, you absolutely need men, and this is why. Women, be absolutely careful. Absolutely be careful because she could have died from that. Guys, look, it is not to your advantage. It is not to your advantage at all to be in situations like this, especially without any means to protect yourself. I hope this video helps you out. And if it does, please like, share, subscribe. I would love to have you guys join me on the journey. That being said, please take care of yourselves, both mind and body. All right? Take care of each other. If you need me for anything, just reach out. I have an open door policy and anyone can use it. So you're more than welcome to. That being said, guys, I wish you all a lovely day, and I'll talk to you soon.